Hey everybody. Today I was sitting here and thinking about something that has been a huge part of my world and my relationships recently. Just learning to accept people on their level and where they're at right now instead of trying to change them into someone who will understand you better or fit into your world more easily or just be somebody that you can understand. A lot of us have really good motives and we don't realize it. A lot of times we don't realize it until we've really frustrated the other people. But we're trying to change them just a little bit, so that it'll be easier for everyone to relate to each other. We have really good motives, but we're still trying to change people, and it just doesn't work, guys. I don't know if you've noticed, but things change and people change, but a lot of times people don't change people. In fact, almost never do people change other people. In fact, when that happens, usually when someone tries to, usually all you end up with is a bunch of frustrated people. So this is just a call to all of you to remember that it's our job not to be superior, but also to take the initiative. If we're going to behave as adults, then we're going to have to act like them. And that doesn't mean expecting everyone else to act like one. Not everyone out there is at that level yet. I've run into adults that were 80 years old and they behave as childishly as a 5-year-old. And there's no reason to point it out or to be aggressively, just upset about it just because this person is older and should know better. That doesn't mean they're going to, Some people will never quite reach the point that I have at 28, and I won't reach the point that some people have already reached at 15 by the time I'm 80, It just all varies as far as who you are and how open you are to change and the circumstances in your life. So if you've got a significant other, or parents, grandparents, brothers or sisters, or friends, and you're struggling to understand them or to be understood, especially for a TCK, it's very important to be understood. It's a huge part of who we are, is everything that we think about, and we want to be understood. Probably about 10 times more than the average person you'll run into, or the average woman even. We need to be understood or we're going to go crazy. Well, we don't have to go crazy, but it's very difficult to refrain from that behavior. But unfortunately, a lot of times if we're dealing with someone who's not a TCK, we tend to frustrate them. We get frustrated because we don't know how to communicate, and they're frustrated because they see that we're upset, but they don't know what to do about it. And so then we take out our frustration on each other, and that just leads to feuds and years and years and years of disharmony between individuals. So I'm coming from a place where in the past few years I finally realized that it's more important that the relationship be preserved in all of the glory that it will have. Some relationships will be much more open. Some will not be so much so, but everyone has something beautiful to offer you, even if they don't even realize it. And each relationship that you have gives you something that no other relationship in the world could give you. So just always remember that each person that you talk to has something important for you, and you have something important that they need. And stop expecting them to give you everything that you need from a relationship or a friendship that you think you need, and just accept that what they can give you and enjoy who they are. Mutual enjoyment of each other brings about a kind of peace and harmony, which often will just flow over the rough edges. And that doesn't mean that you should, never resolve issues that come between you, but don't focus on the issues. Focus on the person. Focus on loving who they are and enjoying them. And a lot of times, Everything else will follow. If they're acting childishly, love them as you would a child. If they're acting like an adult, love them as you would an adult. I'm not saying that if they're acting like a child, you should discipline them and be upset with them and try to raise them. That doesn't work. I've tried that. You can't actually raise adults who are still being children. It just doesn't work. They have to reach that point where they realize they need to grow. And some people never will. But you can still love them and they still have something beautiful for you. And vice versa. So this is not about taking, even though I keep saying something beautiful for you, but it's about remembering to enjoy people and not worry about whether or not you need to raise them if they're being children, or etc. Just love them. Everything else will fall into place, and if it doesn't, at least you didn't spend years and years arguing over things and trying to unfrustrate both sides. So that's some of my ponderings for the day, and a huge part of what I've been dealing with in all of my relationships in the last couple of years. And it works pretty well. It works pretty well. So I'll talk to you guys soon.